us talk about personal development right now, and having that expert reputation, because I know that you want to be someone who is known for the person to be the go-to expert in your industry, right? So let us talk about one of the most important things that we need to cultivate in order for us to get here. And of course, you want expertise comes from really having a solid niche and really knowing the problems of that niche intricately. So that's definitely one of the things. But how do you actually get there and what will help you get there faster? Well, it's being able to master all of this, our fucking selves. Right? Because we are going to face things and growth and experiences that are very unexpected. We are going to deal with people who may not have our best interest and may not really be a match for our future selves, which means we get to let go of them, right? We get to level up and make really, and many times, very, very painful decisions. So once we master ourselves at the bare principle of like really getting to know how you respond, what your patterns are, and how to move past any of this, this is going to be super duper duper helpful. And this is why I really value focusing on principles instead of like the next mindset hack, right? Because that just fades after a little bit, right? That's just chasing the pill. Whereas when we actually go through the principles, so I'll give you an example for this. If we are someone who is stuck in fight or flight, particularly someone who is stuck in a fight response, and that is where their homeostasis is at this present moment in time, then that person is going to respond to everything with that lens because they're in that room, they're using that particular lens to see the world from more of in a fight response. So very defensive, right? So if this is a practitioner, then whenever they go into a group coaching session, and their coach gives them, really valuable feedback, they'll be defensive and be like, no, I didn't do that. They'll be stubborn as fuck, right? And say, no, I'm not going to do that. They're going to fight the person. Or if they don't see results yet, they'll blame the person and start talking shit about that coach. Well, we know these people, right? And so that is how we're going to respond. And so instead of, you know, looking at the belief level, what I've found to be more transformational is actually to look at the very basic foundations of how we are as humans. Truth of the matter is, our nervous system's role, which is our brain, spinal cord, and our bodies, all of our nerves, its role is to keep us alive for another day. Right. So yes, there is some value in belief work. I teach that as well. But once you, as a person, every single day, you learn about how your behavioral patterns are. And if you're headed into the survival states, that will help you go back into the room of regulation where you are just chilling, right? Where you are in a steady level energy, your critical thinking is there, and your emotions are not all over the place. You're not making meaning about menial things that in the big picture don't mean anything in the long run. You're not going to take things personally. And so if you know that you're shifting over to the room of dysregulation and know how to bring yourself back into the room where you can think clearly, creatively, and be in a place where you're actually attuned with yourself and your gut instincts, then when someone talks shit about you, it doesn't really matter because you know exactly who you are, right? You won't shut down on the other hand, where you just disappear in the face of the world when you have that mean comment by someone whose results you don't even want to have, right? We've had all those people who have a lot of opinions, have a very, very strong thumbs on the internet, but won't don't have anything to show for. You know that logically, but if we're taking it personally, then it means that we're just our patterns, our behavioral patterns are going back into those survival states. So really, long story short here is if you do want to continue on and have a long-term sustainable business, it does mean that you get to learn how to become more resilient, adaptive, and lean into challenges and discomfort as much as possible. The people who have been here for years and years and years, my mentors say that our success, my mentors, multiple ones, have continuously said that our success is really based on the fact that we keep going despite things not working, despite people talking shit, despite us not wanting to. And it becomes a very, very very much worth it afterwards. And that has definitely been true. There have been many times where I wanted to give up and take a fucking blowtorch and like burn shit down, right? But I refused to give up. And now, just 2 to 3 amazing wins today from this week from my students, even though this week for me was not the best. It really is worth it if we choose to work on that skill continuously and refuse to give up and keep going because we have big picture vision of what we truly want. And so I just wanted to share that with you today. How are you truly helping yourself to become more resilient? What are you actively doing? This is a muscle just like anything else. Use it or lose it, use it and improve it, right? And so if you're not using up the resilience muscle, meaning you're choosing to stay in comfort and avoiding discomfort, then that is the muscle that you are flexing right now. And that's neither right nor wrong, but you get to ask yourself, where do you want to be 6 months from now? Because if you want to be somewhere drastically different than you are today, then that shit starts today. Because that won't show up. Your actions today won't show up until at least 3 to 6 months or a year from now. So this is the mindset that has been truly transformational in embodying, because this is the type of mindset that makes me feel that nothing is wrong with me, right? I don't feel like anything is wrong with me anymore. I can keep going. I can move on. Even if something stings, like whatever, I will move past it, right? And this is such a great place to be. If this is something that you need more help with, then definitely let me know. Otherwise, I will see you.